this will move the data from one activity to another activity. Okay, it will carry a data from one activity to another activity. For example, you will write a username password in the login table, login form, and you click login. Next page it will say welcome whatever the username you have written. Okay, so that's what the intention, carrying a data from one activity to another activity. Okay, this is also very simple. Let us continue. So I have already created main activity and main activity two pages. I have two activities I have already created. Okay, let me make a design for the activity main first, right? So I'll create some design here and then we will move to the second one. Okay, so this one I'll not say login, I'll say this is a welcome page. Okay, so this one I will say welcome page just for an sample. Okay, so any name, anything you can write here. I'll put the size as usual 35 dp and gravity to center. Okay, so I can change the color also. If you want, you can put the text color also. Right, even style you can make it as a bold. So there is an option, text style is there. Text style equals to, no, it did not come. 1 minute. Text style equals to bold. You can make the letter bold. All right, so I have created one text view just to show the information here about the page. I'll do the constraints. Okay, so this is the welcome page, and after this I want to ask two informations here from the user. Let me say that this is the one and this is a two. Okay, so I will take this information here. For making this constraint, you should have a patience. This is a boring thing, I know, for me also same, but we should have a patience doing this. This is a compulsory, we need to do this one, otherwise it doesn't work properly. All right, so for both of them, we need to, we'll call this as a first name. Okay, so we'll call that as a first name. Then I'll put the size of the text. Size of the text as 25 dp because it's not a title, right? And okay, these two things are enough. I'll copy the same thing for the next also. Instead of first name, I will say this as a last name. Okay, so I want to ask a first name and last name from the user. That's what my intention is here. Okay, to ask the name, so I need a edit text here. So I will take the edit text, that is nothing but a plain text here. Okay, so this is for the first name and this is for the last name. We can do the constraint here again. Okay, so once the constraint is done, now this content is ready. Okay, even if you want this edit text size to be changed, you can change the size of the edit text, and this text, if you want to remove the text also, you can remove and just make it as a size here. Even the text size, we will keep it as a 25 dp for both of them, and we don't need name inside it. Okay, so we will delete this one and we will change this text size to 25 dp for both of them. Right, I'm asking our first name last name from the welcome page, and I'll have a button here. We'll take one button. Okay, so the button, we will say some message we will pass here. Let us say this as a let's go. Okay, so I have written something here saying let's go. From here we want to take this data to the next page, so that's what we have done here, saying let's go. All right, so this is a first page design. Now here what I want to do is I'll make an on click event here inside the button, and this button also we need to do the constraint. All right, so the constraint is done. So now let me create a on click event for this one. Okay, on click, same thing we will write let's go. Right, so let us create an event here. Okay, so already we have this one, so I'll remove this. Now we have this on click event that's called as the let's go. Now here, what all the things we are using, what all the items we are using, we need to mainly bind, create an object, and then bind, create variable, and then bind it. That is for the edit text, to edit text, and one button. Let's check the IDs for this one. So first one is edit text person name. So it's complicated name. Let us make this as a simple name. That is a ET first name. Okay, refactor it. And second one is ET last name. You can give whatever name you want to give here. Okay, ID you want to give. So it's not compulsory that what I have used you have to use. It's up to you. All right, so this IDs are given here for this one. And in the code, what we have to do, we have to create a 3 variables here. That is for the edit text. First one is the first name. We can say it as a, okay, fine. We'll say first name. Don't get confused with these variables. We'll be repeatedly using it. Edit text equals to last name. And there is one button. We will call this as a BTN. Okay, button ID we have not changed. We'll keep it as a BTN button only. Now let's bind this one by using view find by ID. Now here, let's say edit, that is a first name equals to text find view by ID r.id dot the name first name ET first name we have used. So this is the first one. For the last name equals to same thing, edit text find view by ID r.id dot the last name, sorry, ET last name. Okay, so two things done. For the button also we need to do it. That is the BTN equals to this BTN is coming from here. First name last name is coming from here only with these variables only. Still, if you are confused, this is the what we should know. Button find view by ID r.id dot, sorry, this is a button only. Okay, it is a button 2. Just give me a minute. Let me check what is the ID for this. Okay, button 2 we can keep it as it is. So this is the button 2. Right, so this is what we have done. Already binding is over. So now what we need to do, when we click the button, when we click this button, okay, so it should go to the next page, our next activity, saying that using this first name, second name should be appearing on the second page. Okay, so that is what my intention is here. All right, so normally what code we write here to move one activity to another activity, intent equals to new intent. Okay, so from this to the main activity 2, we have this main activity 2 dot class. So this is what we have learned just now. All right, then we use start activity of intent. If you just write this code, so what happen is this will take just move the page, but there is no data moving from one page to another page. Okay, to move the data, that means whatever we are accepting here, so this data, if you want to move from this page to another page, we need to add a 2 lines extra. Okay, what are those 2 lines? First thing is we need to get the text from the edit text, right? For the getting a text, what we will do is we'll create a variable here, again one more variable. This one we can call it as a first name 1. Okay, just careful here what we are writing, first name 1. This is a new variable to get the data. Okay, this is from where we want to get the data, et first name. This we want to take it from the edit text first name. It is not showing. One minute. This is et first name. Okay. Right, so here we will create a variable first, string. Let's call name first, then we need write this one and then we will see what is wrong. Et first name dot okay, I'm sorry. So this one is not the, I'm sorry. So this is not the ID we have to use. ID already we have binded to the first name. So that's why the ID is not showing here. All right, so we have already done the binding here and we have converted the et first name as the first name variable. So that's why it is not showing. So here it should be the first name dot get text dot to string. Okay, so this we have done before. Sorry, my mistake. So I was trying to get the et first name here instead of the first name. This is from the first name I'm getting and putting it into the name variable. So this is the first variable name. I can also say this as a first name. Right. So now onwards we will be using first name 1 for last name 1 variable only. The first name 1 equals to first name dot get text dot toString. So this we are accepting and storing it in the first name. Then second name, last name also for that, the last name 1 is equals to, this is the last name variable we are using, dot get text dot toString. Okay, so this is what we have done before, right? To calculate some information before what we have done. So this is what the procedure we do for getting a text inside. So this is common procedure. We have got the variable names and the get text by for accepting the variables. After doing this, we need to add one extra line here inside the intent. This is called as a intent dot put extra. So this is the one extra thing we have to do here, intent dot put extra, and after this there is a one keyword we have to use. So this will be referred to the next page. Okay, so we call this as we will name it as a key first name. Okay, so this you will see when we move to the next page, we will be using this. This is the first name 1. Now, why we use this key first name? Okay, so key first name, what I'm using is the, why I'm mentioning key, because this is a key to use this same data in the next activity. So that's why we are using it as a key first name. Same line, you can even copy paste second one. Instead of the key first name, we will use it as a key last name. Okay, so this one is the last name 1. Right, so these are the 2 extra lines we have used here. The new lines, that is a put extra, key first name, key last name, to first name 1, first name 2. So this variable. Now this first variable, first name variable which we have used, it's finished now. So because we are transferring it into the another string variable, so this string variable only we will be using it in the future. Okay, this is like a parseInt we have done before, similar to that. This is a conversion. Now, so this will carry the data from this activity to main activity 2. Okay, now in the main activity, we should have some option to receive the data. Okay, so how it will receive the data? So to receive the data, we need some text view to display it. When the data comes there, we need something to show there. Okay, so for that, what we will do is we need to design a little bit of the main activity 2. All right, so the main activity 2 we will design here in this place to receive the data. Okay, so for receiving the data, what we will do, we will use one text view, right? One or two text view also we can use. We can put 2 text view here. Right, and in this we will edit these text views. Okay, going into the split, and here we will say this is a, instead of this first view, the text view name, we don't need anything here, so we just need to be empty, because when the data comes we want to display some information here. So we'll just keep this one as the first name, and I'll add the size. I'm just writing it as a first name there, and we'll add the size, let us say 25 dp. Okay, and the same thing we will do it for the second one also. This is the last name. Anyway, this last name, whatever we are writing here, it will not be shown, it will be removed automatically. And text size, we will change it to 25 dp. Okay, we have not done the constraint. That's why you can see this red lines and this error, everything, because it's a constraint is not done for this. Right, so now here we can do the constraint from here also, whichever is easy way. 0 0, even top 0, and the bottom will connect it to this. Right, and this one also right, left, bottom, and the top already connected to it. All right, so first name, last name, we are taking it, and we want to display whatever the information is given there. We want to display it in this place. Okay, but when we receive the data, for here also we need to write some code. We need to put some code here when the data is received. Right now, so let us do this. Now here we are using a two text views. So two text views, we have to create a variable first, that is text view of a first name, second name. You can use the same variable name here, no problem. First name and text view of last name. After this, you need to bind it. Same procedure what we have done there. Okay, so we'll call this as the first name 1, name 2. Change the variable name because first name already we have used. Sorry. We'll call this as the first name, same variable name. Better we'll change this one to avoid the confusion in the later stage. Right, so first name 2 equals to, this is a text view, and find view by id r.id dot, we have not changed the id for this, so that we will check the what is the id. This is a text view, this is a text view 5. If you change the variable name, you can use it. Then this is the last name 2 equals to text view, find view by id r.id dot, this is a text view 5. Okay, so here I have written 5. It's by default it has come text view 5, so I'll use the same text view 5. All right, so this is the binding thing is happened. Now we need a small code here to when it is received, we want to display it in the particular place. Okay, for that we will create one more variable name. One more variable name we will create, that is a string first name string first name equals to, we can use the same first name, no issues here, get intent. Okay, from there we have to get the value from the intent, get intent dot get string extra. Okay, so there we have used to put string extra, put extra. Here we are saying get extra, right? And from here what we want to do is the key what we have used it there in this is the key. This is our own variable name, like what we have created. We have to use this same key here, so that whatever is written there, it will come back in this place. Okay, now in this we have two things. You can even copy paste the same information. Instead of this first name, here it is a last name, and instead of a first key, it is a last key. Right, so this is the what we are doing here in this place. We are getting the information from there. There is a put extra, here get extra. After this we have created this text first name 2 and last name 2. There we want to put this information. Okay, in the text view, we will assign that is the first name to dot set text. This is the set text. What we want to set the text here, this first name we want to put it. So we have stored the value inside this first name. We will use this first name. Okay, same like this, the last name to dot set text, last name. All right, so that's all. Now whatever we are passing the value from the main activity, so it will take it to the second activity and display. If you do it with a one text, one edit text, it will be very simple. I just want to show you with the good option, so that's why I have taken two. Even you can take one value. So one value, if you take, the content code will be very small, not such a big one. Okay, this is also not so big because already we know some of the code here. Okay, so here it's showing like this, welcome page, that's the first name and last name, and let's go. So here if I write name and the last name, okay, and click let's go. So here it shows like this. Means one activity to another activity, we have moved with the data. Okay, so this is what I want to show you here. Suppose if you are using the same login page, from the login page username, only username if you want to take, it will take the username and display with the information. Okay, suppose if you want to just update with the some information here, you can even say that you can add hi with this plus. Okay, hi first name and then the last name with some message. If you want to pass, you can pass it. Okay, so what I have done here in this computer, I cannot make it big. Here I said hi first name, then last name, how are you? So when I run here, whatever I put in the first name, last name, it will take here. Okay, it's not, it's going inside. Okay, maybe I have not done the constraint properly, that's why it's going inside. Okay, so this is what I want to show. Just give me 1 minute, I'll fix this problem. Even we can use the /n here. Okay, /n, you know, already you have used in Java as well as in Python also. Right, so it can say hi Suresh Palarimat, how are you today, with the /n going to the next line, so that it will not fix in one single line. So here I will say this, and when I come back here, it's showing like this. Okay, it's utilizing first name, last name both with some message it is passing. Okay, if you want, you can give the name for the second page also, like a login page, registration page, whatever name it is. The same thing, you can use it in your project, and this